So let's do this video on the article U.S. birth rates hits all-time low that came out on July 24th on Zero Hedge article. So it's saying that the number of births in America in 2024 increased from 2023, but the fertility rate declined. The CDC said on July 24th. Let's see what they said. It is down from 3.9 million in 2010 and 16% lower than the peak. See something real quick. It's 16% lower than the peak of 4.3 million in 2007. The new fertility rate is the lowest on record, sinking from previous lows of it's sinking from previous lows. It equals less than 1.6 children per female. Worldwide, the fertility rate is 2.2 children per female, according to the World Bank. The birth and fertility data are drawn in part from this U.S. Census data. It says Trump, his administration, and members of Congress have said the falling fertility rate is a cause for concern. Well, they're sure not acting like it. A recent bill approved in Congress and signed by the president includes $1,000 accounts for newborns. 1,000 is nothing. It's like a penny. Trump in February also signed an order aimed at making in vitro fertilization a method of conception more affordable. Birth rates are generally declining for women in most age groups, and that doesn't seem likely to change, said Karen Guzzo, director of the Carolina Population Center at the University of North Carolina, where Jordan hooped at. It says people are marrying later and are also worried about their ability to have the money and health insurance and other resources needed to raise children in a stable environment, said Guzzo, who described measures such as the newborn accounts as largely symbolic. Women in the U.S. have been having kids on average at older ages. In 2024, the birth rate for females aged 15 to 34 declined. The rate was the same among women aged 35 to 39 and went up for women aged 40 to 44, according to the CDC. Wait till we get to the comments, man. It's gonna be on and popping, man. That was a change from provisional data released earlier in the year that has indicated birth rate increases for women in their late 20s and 30s. CDC officials said it was due to recalculations stemming from a change in the census population estimates used to compute the birth rate. So it's interesting, man. It seemed like it's gonna keep going. It seems like this birth rate thing is irreversible. It's gonna keep going down. It's 1.6 now. Gonna be going down to 1.5, down to 1.4, down to 1.3. Unless there's some serious drastic changes, which is gonna be hard to do. you gotta pretty much get women out of the workforce. That's gonna be the main thing, and um, make it easier for them to have, newborn, leave and come back to their job after, several months to a year, make that easy. And daycare costs is absurd. They're gonna have to bring down the cost for so many things. Like they done, they done effed up the country to where now people don't want to even bring more people in the, breed more people. And it's interesting how you got rich. For example, athletes like Kevin Durant, for example, he has enough money to have 10 kids, but I don't think he has any. Jimmy Butler, I'm not sure if he has any kids. And if they do, they only have like one or maybe two. When they have the money to have, they have the salaries, $1 million salaries to have 10. So, alright, so we got the first comment, Rattling Bones, 81-2. 81 means, the first number means the amount of upvotes they got on the comments, the amount of W's that people like to comment, and 2 is downvotes. The second number I said is going to be that. So 81-2 for Rattling Bones says the responsible people can't afford children because they are forced to pay for the irresponsible people's children. Wow, fix that. Interesting. And someone responded, Idiocracy, yeah, Saint Nick 21-0. And someone else responded, Gil Hooley, and those irresponsible people will continue to reproduce because no more abortion. Uncle Sam paying them $1,000 to reproduce, which is nothing. And he also said, do everything possible to demonize man, then wonder why birth rates are dropping. Wow, do everything possible to demonize men, wonder why birth rates. Farm Boy 101 responded. He got 15-0. It doesn't help that more than half the population, especially women, have been poisoned with the. Dang, he brought up the 2020 thing. Wow, that destroys fertility. Wow, you saying it was poisoned with the 2020 request? With the request they made people try to take in 2020, the government requested citizens to take in 2020 said that destroys fertility. Wow, that demonic stain. And then he put Bill Gates got his wish. Wow, 15-0. Wow. And then Market Repos premium member, first premium member that popped up. That is the real reason for the problem that, wow, the 2020 request of taking, you know what? Wow, he says anyone I know who took the 2020 stuff has serious issues. Wow, so interesting. I mean, if you're getting serious with someone nowadays, you really got to find out if they took that stuff in 2020. I mean, that'd be a good question to ask people too in general. Wow. Or if they took it, the stuff they requested in 2020, they didn't have to take it in 2020, but did they take it at all? 2020, 2021, 2022, did they take it? Because those are the main years. I think once 2023 hit, people stopped taking it at all. But 2020 was 2020 was the main years people was taking it. 2022 it started dropping off. 2023 that's when it really dropped off. Now 2025 nobody even thinks about taking that stuff. Do they even offer it anymore? I don't think so. So what else they saying? 1901 popular culture and media refuses to point out to people that children are true wealth. Interesting. The dude. Nobody important. That's his username. 6-0. Man don't want to be sucked dry through the family courts. That's why men are not married and having kids. Wow. Men are afraid of. Yeah, they keep bringing that up in the Zero Hedge comment section. Is the family court stuff. Interesting. And then we got Deck Young American Man, 26-1. Young American man, particularly white, are purposefully shut out of higher ed opportunities in favor of foreign students and women. They have been shut out of job opportunities because of the color of their skin. He talking about mainly white American men too. If American men are not allowed to provide for a fam, they won't start them. Corporate conglomerates are covertly continue with DEI and H-1B policies. Ivy League schools are hooked on subsidies for foreign students. Keeping American men out of commerce, EDU, and business will not just destroy birth rates, it will start another revolution. Interesting. Yeah, I want to like that, but I'm not logged in. Not to like it. Let me see if I can log in. Real quick, what we 12 minutes in? Rico Kid. You put the password. Please go back to the comment section I was at. It went back to the top. Let me scroll down, try to find it. I already found it. So it's interesting he brought up revolution. Interesting. Of course, he can't explain why India is such a shithole. Pujeets are smarter and more. Wow. Interesting. See what else they saying. 12 minutes in. $36-0. People are marrying later and are also worried about it. Marriage isn't a good proposition for men. Didn't make the list. Interesting. Society requires 2.1 births couples to maintain its culture. France is 1.5, Holland is 1.5, U.S. white is 1.8, U.S. white plus Hispanic is 2.1, Muslim is 2.8. Wow, France is really taking a beating too on them with the birth replacement rates. Let's see what else we at. Pablo is here. This is the tip of the iceberg, and we are all on the Titanic. And interesting. Ginger giraffe. He said the worst part is that illegals breed like rabbits. Wow, illegals. Always have, even without welfare. That's why their countries are shitholes. Wow. So I mean, that's about it, man, for new systems that Western feminists are discussing in 23-2. 100% T Mark 9 to 2 on the response to that. Someone said I'm more worried 22-0 plus size model. I'm more worried about that's the username plus size model. I'm more worried about getting destroyed in court, getting bankrupted, and my kids taken away than anything else. In Illinois, we have all sorts of law on spousal maintenance, the Illinois Premarital Agreement Act, the Illinois Marriage and Dissolution of Marriage Act, etc. Respond robot faces first. It was Reagan in '70 as governor of California that signed in no-fault divorce and started the ball rolling on that divorce culture. Wow, Reagan effed up a lot of things. In the 1950s, people of means would go to divorce ranches in Nevada to get a 6-month quickie divorce. And divorce in the U.S. was once rare and difficult to obtain. By the 80s and 90s, divorce was crashing at least 1/3 of marriages in the U.S. amidst ongoing vicious attack on traditional marriage and family. Welcome America to another feature of your anti-Christ culture. Wow. Reagan really effed up things. Let's see what else we got. Want more babies? Make women virgins again. Only then will they be marriage material. Wow. High rate 5-0, 4-0. With my light 5-0. Wow, someone said brought to you by Pfizer and the Federal Reserve. Wow. Arthur Fleck 22-2. Including my upvote. 18-5. Robo faces first. The U.S. has degenerated into an anti-Christ same-sex marriage, pornographic divorce culture. Churches and congregations across the U.S. are filled with the biblically ignorant and scriptural illiterates. Wow. Nowhere does the New Testament, New Covenant call for the reestablishment of anti-Christ Judaism. You're in a degenerate Zionist pimpocracy run by AIPAC and Mossad that brought you Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Jeffrey Epstein, and the current desperation to hide the obvious Trump history with Epstein. Trump is drunk on the anti-Christ Judaism shitty world. Wow. 19-5, including my life. Wow, Tits said no one wants to have sex with purple-haired Western feminists. Wow, he said purple-haired. So they're a person of below average intelligence. He said, so we gonna start this at 19. Feminism and biased courts, tough economics. Everything seems invariably moving towards reducing the population. Alright, so that's about it for now. Alright, that's what it is, man. I'ma holler. Deuces. Like, comment, subscribe. Holla.